Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from group 2. My name is Muhammad Nasokha and my partner is Ikka Novyanita. And we will explain about sociolinguistic theories of pragmatic meaning. Sociolinguistic studies language variation in the context of use to assess the effect of such features as age, status, and relationship of the social actors on language use. Modern linguistics, including the philosophy of language, has been dominated by a view of language that separates it from the socio-cultural environment in which function in everyday life of human beings. Sociolinguistic studies language as the most significant resource for making meaning by human beings. This capture goes beyond the basic concept that provide the analytical tools for carrying out pragmatic analysis of language data. Here, the focus on theories of pragmatic meaning embedded within framework for analysis of naturally occurring thought. In other words, a theory constitutes a type of lens that brings clarity to observation of interactions. These captures start with a brief review of the contribution pragmatic from a philosopher of language, followed by two approaches to the study of language in use: speak act and preference organization. Both of these include linguistic formal analysis and go beyond this to assess the role of contextual features. This chapter is organized from a chronological perspective. All of the sociolinguistic theories of pragmatic meaning are still very commonly used by researchers and students. Okay, let's move to the next topic. Preference organization. Preference organization, which rests on the assumption of coherence in discourse, draws its premise from conversation analysis, or CA. It focuses on conversation structure, in particular the sequences of participant contribution in extended sample of naturally occurring talk. There are three issues in CA. Number 1, turn taking. Number 2, agency pairs. Number 3, prefer and prefer responses. These three areas are regarded as problems in the sense that speaker and listeners have to know how to exchange thought, open and close conversation, and make a response relevant to the previous speaker's contribution. Let's discuss about turn taking. What is turn taking? Turn taking occurs in a conversation when one person listens while the other person speaks. As a conversation progresses, the listener and speaker's role are exchanged back and forth, a cycle of discussion. And next, agency pairs. This is example of agency pairs. A. Hi, how are you? B. Fine, thank you. And you? This is called an agency pairs and consists of a first pair part, that is what A says, and a second pair part, what B responds to A. The important point is that the first pair part constrains the second pair part. Certain responses are preferred. Nah, contoh dialog di atas adalah contoh dari agency pairs karena terdiri dari first pair part di mana si A ini berkata atau bertanya sama si B dan si B ini disebut sebagai second pair part. Respon si B kepada A. Nah, poin yang penting di dalam percakapan atau percakapan tadi adalah si A ini mengharapkan respon yang baik dari si B gitu. And the other example, A, there's a good film on at the 2. It starts tonight. B, I have got a paper to finish for tomorrow. In the following example, the second pair part is interpreted as a negative answer. In other words, this response is not expected or preferred. An conversational implicator is present as a result of the flouting of the expectation. B might actually want to see the film, but he or she can't do the need to study. Jadi, contoh yang kedua ini, the second part as a negative answer. Jadi respon B itu nggak sesuai yang diharapkan sama si A atau nggak disukai sama si A. Si A ini bilang sama si B kalau ada film bagus gitu. Tapi si B-nya itu nggak bisa kalau misalkan mau diajak nonton film gitu. Karena dia punya PR yang harus dikerjakan. Sebenarnya B ini tuh mau nonton film yang direkomendasikan sama si A, tapi dia nggak bisa karena alasan dia itu mau belajar. Nah ini respon si B ini nggak seperti apa yang diharapkan sama si A atau nggak disukai sama A. Next, preferred and dispreferred responses. Here, example for preferred. A. Oh, the weather is lovely today, don't you think? Not too humid. B. Oh, definitely. And for example, this preferred. A. I'm getting fat. Look at this flap on my ABS. B. Silence. The response is silent, no response. In the preferred example above, A expect B to show cooperation by giving a preferred, agreeing response to A's comment about the weather. And the second example, the silent response of B is dispreferred and implies acceptance of A's comment. Jadi contoh yang preferred itu A bilang sama si B, cuaca hari ini bagus banget ya, kamu berpikiran gitu nggak? Kamu berpikiran sama denganku nggak? Gitu. Kemudian respon si B itu, oh iya, pasti, iya benar itu, aku juga berpikiran sama seperti kamu gitu. Kalau yang contoh dispreferred ini, si A ini bilang sama si B, kok aku gendutan ya sekarang gitu. Coba deh kamu lihat, perutku banyak lemaknya gitu. Tapi si B ini silence, nggak tahu silentnya itu karena dia itu lagi main handphone atau Sebenarnya itu dia cuma lihat sekilas apa yang sudah diperlihatkan sama si A, tapi dia itu nggak merespon sama sekali, hanya diam saja gitu. Nah, di yang preferred ini, si A itu mengharapkan kalau si B itu memberikan respon yang setuju sama pernyataan dia, sama apa yang ditanyakan dia gitu. Tapi kalau yang contoh yang dispreferred ini tidak disukai karena dia cuma diam, padahal si A ini udah berusaha mau nunjukin kalau perutnya itu agak gendut, agak besar gitu. And the next example, A, are you very busy these days? B, terrible. B's answer tells A that B is not going to be free to accept an invitation to carry out a request, and as a result, A may decide not to make the invitation or request. Jadi si A itu ini tanya sama si B, kamu sibuk nggak hari ini gitu, dan si B ngerespon, iya aku sibuk gitu. Sebenarnya si A ini mau mengajak B itu hangout bareng, tapi dia berbahasa basi terlebih dahulu gitu, memastikan apakah si B ini sibuk apa enggak gitu. Kalau misalkan nggak sibuk, dia mau mengajak hangout bareng. Tapi akhirnya respon si B ini nggak sesuai apa yang diharapkan gitu, sibuk gitu, nggak bisa kalau keluar gitu. Sebenarnya A ini sebenarnya si A itu mau mengajak si B hangout bareng, tapi karena mengetahui kalau si B ini sibuk, akhirnya dia tidak jadi mengajak dia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ikka Novyanita. I will deliver next material about recognition of intended force. Di dalam textbook yang sudah dibagikan, dinyatakan bahwa tindak tutur ataupun speech act dapat dilakukan secara langsung maupun tidak langsung. The strength of speech act can be indicated directly karena memiliki mana yang eksplisit. Namun di sisi lain, most speech acts are performed indirectly. That is, the illocutionary style is not explicit, and the recipient must work on style with a conclusion. It is also recognized that the linguistic form of a speech, declarative, interrogative, or imperative, and the accompanying intonational contour generally correlate with certain speech acts. This is a classic approach to explaining illocutionary style. Dalam speech act dalam bahasa Inggris, hubungan antara form dan function itu transparan. Namun dalam SAT, sulit untuk berfokus pada form ataupun function karena memiliki makna yang tidak eksplisit. Indirect speech act can be done with declarative verb to signal a request to the recipient to understand what is being asked. The linguistics of a speech act is a matter of speaker choice, depending on feature of the communicative context, such as setting, participant, and social distancing. And next, velocity condition. Untuk menyimpulkan makna pragmatis, si penerima harus menafsirkan force yang dimaksudkan oleh si pembicara. Contextualist feature harus ada untuk pengenalan speech act yang berbeda dari variabel sosiolinguistik usia, jenis kelamin, dan setting. Di dalam kondisi ini disebut dengan kesesuaian yang sifatnya lebih dekat dengan pengandaian. For the categories of promise, the following partial list of velocity conditions are expected to be in operation. Number 1, the speaker must believe that the promised action is within her or his power to do. Number 2, the speaker has good reason to believe what is promised will be of some benefit to the receiver. And 3, the speaker must believe that what is promised will not happen anyway. This is only a partial list of the velocity condition for promises generated by Western scholars. They involve both the speaker and the address. And next, the form and function problem. Mismatch of form and function are particularly problematic for language learners. An example from a study of a Japanese verb pattern illustrates the misunderstanding that arises in confusion form and function. Dalam bahasa Jepang, biasanya struktur kata ataupun kalimat biasanya dimulai dari verb ataupun kata kerja ketambahan te kudasai. Struktur tersebut merupakan struktur yang sopan dalam meminta sesuatu. Namun dalam anecdotal evidence menunjukkan bahwa struktur tersebut tidak selalu diartikan sebagai struktur kesopanan dalam bahasa. Shiraishi carry out a functional analysis of empirical uses of this form is in a variety of contexts. Her result show that struktur kata tersebut digunakan untuk meminta, menginstruksikan, ataupun memberikan sesuatu. Contohnya, Mado akete kudasai, yang artinya please open the window. Berarti kan si pembicara meminta untuk dibukakan jendela. Untuk contoh yang lainnya, tabako o suwanaide kudasai, yang dalam bahasa Inggris don't smoke please, yang artinya meminta seseorang untuk tidak merokok. Further, it became clear that in situation where a speech act of polite requesting would be most likely to occur, the form was used only 2.9% of the time. Shiraishi concluded that Rupti kudasai is more frequently used. And the next, limitation of speech act theory. Keterbatasan teori dalam pragmatik dikarenakan yang pertama, karena tidak terdapat hubungan antara form dan function. Klasifikasi speech act tidak dapat ditentukan. Yang kedua, analisis mengenai speech act tidak menyediakan pemahaman yang lebih besar tentang bagaimana percakapan berlangsung. Ketiga, tidak dapat mengklaim bahwa suatu ucapan adalah tindakan tunggal ataupun multifungsi. And next, speech event and activity. Dalam speech event and activities terdapat dua expansion. Yang pertama, mengenai studi speech event, but ritual events such as wedding or other ceremonies. And last, conventional situations such as classroom discourse or courtroom trial. Yang kedua, a second form of expansion beyond the study of individual speech acts is activity type. Yang terakhir, mengenai interactional sociolinguistic. Interactional sociolinguistic is a theoretical and methodological approach to language use in interaction that does just what it says. It brings its feature of the social world. Among frameworks that guide data collection and analysis, IS is one of several that researchers adopt for their studies. Interactional sociolinguistic concentrate on verbal and non-verbal features of the context that are likely to have an effect on participant linguistic and communicative strategy choice for performing intended meaning. Sekian dari kelompok kami. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.